So the first part of that is lazi. Lazi means he. Okay. And lazina is plural of that. Lazina means those. Okay. And when you put al, then you're talking about some special people. Okay. Al-lazina. Al-lazina means those people, those special people. Who are those people? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is talking about sabirina. Al-lazina wa bashir sabirina al-lazina. The sabirin are those people. And that's the reason you can read this together. Sabirin al-lazina, because the statement is not finished. Okay, you can stop here and you can say sabirin, or you can continue reciting it and you can say wabashshir sabirin al-lazina, and give the good news to those who are patient. Okay, so al-lazina means those. Those people. So what happens? Next part is iza. Iza means when. Iza means when. Okay. So now let's look at the other word here. Next word, we will try to take two words. Starts with these three letters: Swad, Waw, and Ba. Three letters of Arabic. And these are three letters. So they belong to the group of the words we call Fa'ala. And we can make another group of the words by adding an alif. Af'ala. This will become alif, Swad, Waw, and Ba. And this word, if we put the Arab on that, af ala, so this will be as wa ba. Okay? Just sound of this is af ala. So I put the same Arab on these letters. As wa ba. Now this waw with a fatha is a mismatch, so its sound changes into an alif. So this word becomes asaba. Asaba means to strike something. Asaba means something befalls you, something hits you, something strikes you. Okay? Asaba. Okay? And the word musibat is from the same thing, same root letters. What is musibatun or musibat? Something that falls upon you, something that hits you, something that you were not expecting strikes us. That's called musibat. Something unknown we were not expecting strikes. Okay, so that's from the same word. So asaba means to befall or to strike. Now, if the word is asaba, if I add one letter in there, asaba, and add the letter ta, asabat, this becomes the grammar of a feminine gender. Asabat means she strikes. Asabat, okay. As an example, when you have fa and lam, this means to do. If you put a ta at the end, fa'alat, this means she did. Third person, feminine gender, and past tense. By putting a ta at the end becomes the grammar of she did. Okay?
Is the alif saying that I is from afal is I?
No, this is the bab. This is not the grammar. That is af'alu is the grammar of these three letters. But this is a four letter with the bab name starts with alif, so there's no grammar there. Okay? So when you put a ta at the end, it becomes the grammar of third person, feminine gender, and past tense. So if I did the same thing here, asaba, if I put a ta at the end, it becomes asabat. Asabat means she struck, she befell. Okay? Why? Because musibatun is a feminine word. So that's the reason we are using the grammar of feminine. Okay? So this word asabat hum is made of two parts. Asabat, she struck. Hum means them. What struck them? A musibat. So a musibat means difficulty, hardship. So when a hardship struck or befell them, who are them? Those people who are sabirin. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says that as-sabirin are those people when some difficulty befalls or befell them or struck them or hit them. Okay? So that is what the word. So asabat means she struck or she befell or she hit, anything you can be. She
explain this word.
What's that?
Asabat.
Sahabat, this is the same way. Okay, so we put a ta at the end. So asaba means something falls on you, and when you put a ta, it becomes some feminine thing struck you, hit you. And the reason we are using feminine because the word musibatun is a feminine. Even in like Urdu, you speak musibat aa gayi. So musibat is a feminine word. Okay. So it's the same thing in Arabic. Okay. So we have to use the feminine grammar for that. And hum is a separate word. Hum means them. So asabatuhum musibatun, when a hardship struck them. Okay. So musibatun means hardship. And struck them or befell them. And them means home. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says that as-sabirin, patient, those who are patient, give them good news. Those are the people when in their lifetime some hardship comes, some difficulty comes. Okay? Some unexpected thing happens in their lifetime. So what happens when it happens? How these people react? What is the response of these people? That's what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is teaching us, that how should we respond when it happens to us. Okay? And it will happen regardless, because it's a promise of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that is guaranteeing that we will test you. Okay? We will definitely test you with these things. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is teaching us that when any of these things happen to you, be sabirin, be patient, and be among those people that whenever any musibat hits them, what is that they say? That's the next part here. Qalu inna lillahi wa inna ilayhi raji'un. This is their response. So let's understand that one. So the word starts with qaf, waw and lam, this means to say, okay, and if I put 3 fathahs on each of them, qawala is the grammar of he said. Okay, he is third person in the past tense. Okay. Waw with a fatha will sound like an alif, so this will become qala. Qala means he said. Okay, and when we put a waw, it becomes plural. They said. Qalu, they said. Now, even though he is the masculine, but they will include both feminine and masculine. So, they said or qalu will include all the people, all men, all women. Okay? So, whenever anything befalls them, they said. Okay? So that's what qalu. Okay, what did they say? Inna lillahi. Inna is made of 2 parts. Inna is surely. Inna would mean surely. Okay. Can you keep your voice down, please? Can you keep your voice down, please? Sorry. So inna means surely, and na means us or we. Okay. So when you combine these two together, inna, na, one noon is not pronounced. So the combination of these becomes inna. Inna means surely we. Okay. Inna, that's the word in the Quran. Surely we. So these people say something and they say surely we. Okay. And the next word is made of 2 parts again. One is li and the other word is Allahu. Allahu. Li will be translated here as from. Okay. And li is a harf jar and it changes this dhamma to a kasra. Okay. And when you pronounce these together, you do not pronounce this alif here. It becomes lillahi. From Allah. Surely we are from Allah. Surely we are from Allah. Means we came from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Surely we are from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Okay. So this is what they say. First thing they say, indeed, surely, definitely, we are from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And then they again say the same thing, wa inna, and surely. Okay, so the next word is again, and surely. And the next word is made of 2 parts. Ila means to. Ila means to or toward. Okay? And who means him. So when you write down these together, you can write down that a, lay, and who. Okay? This ya can be written this way with the two dots, which is further can be simply written like ilay, ilay, and this who is pronounced as he in the tajweed. So it becomes ilayhi. It's just to make easy on the tongue, we pronounce ilayhi, not ilayhu. Okay? To him. Okay? To him, who is him here? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So we are, what the people say? We are from Allah, and to him we. To him. Okay. And the next word is Ra, Jim, and Ayn, means to return. Ra, Jim, and Ayn means to return, to go back. Okay. And if we know that, let's see, if we have a word, here Sin, Jim, and Dal to make sajda, and if I put an alif in between first and second and pronounce as sajidun, it becomes a person. That's how we make a person. We put an alif and it becomes the person who is doing that action. For example, abidun. Abidun is a person who is worshipping. Sajidun is a person who is making sajda. Okay? Rakiun is a person who is making ruku. So, Rajiun is a person who is going back, who is returning. Okay? So, this is Rajiun. Rajiun is a person returning. Rajiun is a person who is returning, going back. Okay. And when you put a waw and noon at the end, it becomes plural. Like Muslimun is a one Muslim, Muslimun is the plural. So this will become Raji'una, those people who go back. Okay? So the plural is Raji'una. Those going back, those returning. Okay? So, we are from Allah and we are those who are returning to Him.
So when someone passed away, we say Inna Lillahi.
No, you say it all the time.
No, that is
Don't
the
say
meaning.
only when someone dies. If you have a sickness, you say that thing. If you lose something, you say that. That's Allah teaching you. We have taken it wrong.
Everything you have to say,
So
just not
when the
that.
musibat comes, you say that.
Anything, anytime, not on any of these, when you have some fear, you say Inna Lillahi wa Inna Ilaihi Raji'un. When you have hunger, you have some loss in your property, in your wealth. When you are sick, when you have some loss in your provision, you say that's the reason you will become sabir. Otherwise, if you wait until someone dies only, and actually, it doesn't say here that you say when someone dies.
Even if you get an accident.
In this list of the things, there is no mention that say this when someone dies.
Usually everybody says.
That's what I'm saying. We have taken the verses of the Quran and applied in the wrong place.
We misunderstanding, misusing.
We have applied, even though that is a loss, there is nothing, losing someone, dying someone is a loss, okay? But how about all these things where Allah is teaching us to say, Inna Lillahi wa Inna Ilaihi Raji'un? We are not saying that. We are waiting once in 15, 10 years for someone to die and then say this one word and we are done with that. Should say that every time, all the time, because none of us is free from these things. One or the other time, we are suffering any of these tests from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We are in the test, one or the other thing happening to us all the time. Okay? One of these things. We have all kinds of fears about all the time. We are not free from fear any time actually. We may not be hungry all the time, but their fears are there all the time. Okay? Someone is sick all the time. We gain, we lose something all the time. These things are happening all the time because these are tests from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We have been sent in this world for testing, not to enjoy the life, but Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sent us on this earth for a test. He promised in the Quran that we will send you to Adam alayhi salam, that you will be tested on the earth. Okay? And then he lists these tests, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is teaching us how to reply, how to respond. Okay? And the most important thing is that, first of all, the very first word is sabirin. You have to be patient. And then you have to, whenever musibat comes, you have to say, we are going back to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It calms you down. It will calm you down. It will increase your trust in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It will increase your tawakkul in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Okay? So these are the teachings of the Quran. We have to bring them into our lives. So make a practice, of saying Inna lillahi wa inna ilaihi raji'un. Don't wait for someone to die.
We got hard and bad.
That's what I'm saying, that the Quran is so clear about these things, and we have just limited the blessing of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala only for limited times. Okay? It's very clear. And doing all these things, Allah says, Bashir. He's not telling you what is the good news. Okay? He's just using one word. It's a good news. Good news may be that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will remove these difficulties. And the good news may be because of the patience He will reward you more in this life and in the hereafter. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has not restricted or not defined what that good news is. Okay, but we have to react the way He's teaching us to react when these difficulties come in the life, which are there all the time. So inshallah we'll stop here. We'll continue next time.
جزاك الله خير.